All right. So while I'm explaining the run, I'll explain some of the fundamentals and basics, but if you guys want like a really good beginner-friendly explanation of this run, the AGDQ run has some solid entry-level like explanations. I'll link that in the description. The final time for the run was 20 minutes 50 seconds. It was the second sub 22 run. So there's been one 20-minute run and one 21-minute run. This run also lost a minute to the pool section, just like the previous world record, but not for the same reasons. Spoiler alert, there's probably going to be a lot more world records in the future because this record uses a new way of clipping into the drone room, which used to be a run killer, but now it's actually really easy. So that's kind of where the commentary is going to be the most dense. Around the 9.5 minute to the 13.5 minute mark is where I lose the most time, but it's also where the most like new techniques happen in the run. There's not too much more to go over, so I'll start the video. So bunker was actually like my second best bunker ever. My gold split is 149. This was a 151 bunker. So I was already like red most of the time leaving bunker. Now I'm just gonna be red even more. It's gonna suck. Oh, thanks for making me invasive, bat. It's kind of funny. I may have actually gold split this if I pulled out the panel first try. So I did a prop throw out of the first room to, you know, bypass that first door, bypass a very long cutscene, warp into this room, and then I use another prop throw to jump over like kind of an invisible barrier that triggers another cutscene. So that's a perfect reload whenever that little explosion happens after I grab wedges and red flowers to grab like mags. So that wedge will allow me to reload, and then releasing reload right as that circle closes in on me grants me a perfect reload, gives me unlimited ammo for a little bit of time. That skip up there, very difficult. I did not hit that during my HDK run. Sad face. But yeah, there's not much else to explain here. There is probably potential for like faster bunker techniques where you like throw another one of the agent's guns up here, but like that's probably not going to be used for until we're getting like super optimized. Bunker is already like way too optimized for how far this run is come. This game came out in like August, right? August of 2024, and it is currently April of 2024. So it's been like, how long is that? I don't know. This game's not even a year old. All right, so yeah, second best bunker. Yeah, it's July. No, I don't know why I was saying July. Yeah, seeing a green split on bunker is especially rare. You're absolutely right. Seeing green splits for these splits right here was already extremely rare. But here's a new fact. This run was already ahead of all of my splits. I saved time on all of my splits from the previous world record, which is what I'm comparing against here. So I'm going to be red even more than I was before. And just so you guys know like how fast I was in my early game, I'm pretty sure I was on my best pace ever clipping into the pool section, which is like the second half of the run. So yeah, this run was heavily carried by its early game, as usual. That's kind of how last one went too. This run better have muffin clip. Oh my god. So this patty section I know already can be a little bit better. Like, I really need to work on setting the patties up so that they hit the table and don't just, like, fly all over the place here. And then you can literally just, if you have good enough aim, you can just throw them from the ground onto the table. So for the uninitiated, for those who have not, like, seen a speedrun of this game, or at least, like, my speedruns of this game, I grab half of my acorns now in Mean Streets, and then half of the acorns in Mean Streets once I unlock the car in Tough Streets. I could have saved time by getting a red flower in the same area as the cookout, but I kind of like ran into a red flower right as I approached the spicy house, which is right here, so it kind of negated that time loss. Yeah. Not much else to say here. This was really solid. Again, saving time. And that was actually new. Like, I had never killed that guy.
I never had the idea to kill that guy until now.
I hadn't done that. Like, because when you kill agents, you get reloads. And when you walk through red flowers, you also get reloads. For further context. Alright, cool. Yeah, so this is Tough Streets. Spicy House Yummers. This was pretty solid. How'd I predict what that guy was going to say? Oh no, some weirdo running this game. So, if you guys haven't seen this world record and have seen my runs, you're probably like, what the heck? Why isn't he going to the matrimony house? So this run cuts matrimony house completely. And replaces the 2 acorns that I pick up there with 2 acorns that are more on the way in pool. And that's where, like, the new techniques come in. I'm using, like, 2 new techniques to grab 2 more acorns, and none of them kind of, like, went through. So I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys when we get there, like, what those techniques I was trying to do were. Oh, Sparky, thanks for the raid. Let me give you a shout out. We're currently doing, like, a live analysis of my world record for Squirrel with a gun. So say hi to YouTube. Would love to know more about what you played and what you did. Ah, raid. I have to. Oh, you've gotten a shout out. Okay, sweet. I just tried to shout you out. But yeah, this was a pretty good EHA section. I really just need to start throwing the bomb on the cash register during the fight and stop doing it after. That's going to be the most consistent time save here. Other than that, I mean, I was running against a new route here, so I get -50 on this split. I mean, that's still pretty... Like, I could tell I was still being, like, very, very fast. My Kind of Night, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Resident Evil 4 charity stream. Oh, hell yeah. What charity are you raising money for? That is awesome. Pretty strong football section too. And so, did you guys see how I threw my gun across the football field at the as I kind of like approached this football field? This was actually a perfect throw. So usually you'll see the gun end up on like the opposite side of a map, and I'll have to like walk all the way back to these acorns. But I threw it exactly underneath the goalposts, and then I got a pretty good clip in. So this was a pretty strong Tough Streets as well. So there is actually one potential time save for that Tough Streets section, which I'll pause and I'll show you guys. For those of you guys who don't know much about Squirrel with a Gun speedrunning, you can zip in this game. You have to hyper focus as you perch on like a wire or a ledge, but they're very inconsistent. I probably get it about like 25% of the time. This is one that I can do in the Tough Streets section, and it would save me a good like 10 seconds if I hit that zip exactly as I did there. So throwing the helmet across the street to set up for the clip into pool here, which I have a lot to say about.
Oh my god, dude.
This part of the run was also pretty clean. There's not too much to say here. Yeah. I tried coming up with a setup for this guy. there's a way you could like throw a mine onto him from like the patties area. There's like mines and like some nearby like garbage cans, but they don't kill him. So you're kind of just stuck killing him here, unfortunately. Back and feeling better? Hell yeah, I'm glad you're feeling better, Sparky.
It means nothing. I changed my route.
Yeah, seeing that like minus 50, I was like, oh my god. Yeah, I did miss this acorn. I think it's only like a 5-second time loss though. Just about. Not optimal. Okay. Some extra acorns here. I didn't need to do that, but I mean, no reason not to. I mean, the reason not to is for like the, what, 2 seconds you would get out of not doing it. What's up, Numeropter? How's it going?
Still need a jogger. Shit.
We're doing a world record analysis right now.
Right time, though.
Yeah, I was really scared not getting the jogger here. This was scary as hell. Because sometimes you're like, you know, you're trying to find him for like 5 minutes. Or her, I mean. But she came around the corner. She usually comes around this corner. Like, it's the first place you should be checking. Alright, so we were perfect up to here. We're grabbing the football helmet to clip into pool at 9:30. That's my best pace ever. I was already thinking about like saving this run and like archiving it. Like if the run didn't like go anywhere. Because of that pace. So clip into pool was really rough here. I spent 10 seconds just trying to get underground.
To not play it safe.
And I used the the original way of warping into the pool area, so I thought it was slow. And I'll explain what I mean by I thought it was slow. And then, like, on top of that, like, my driving, like, on the way to the reservoir, or not the reservoir, the pneumatic tube was pretty terrible. So I was trying to do a different version of the pool warp where you go through like the rocks and then you swim underneath like this sidewalk, then load a checkpoint. I really did think that like my intended way of warping into pool was faster. I would come to find out that it didn't save any time. But there are 2 other ways I can get into pool. One of them saves 5 seconds and allows me to keep the helmet. One of them saves 10 seconds, but I lose the helmet. So this is the world record. This is what I meant to do. And then this is the one that saves 10 seconds. I literally found this one last night. How's it going, Sturgeon? We're doing a live world record analysis for YouTube right now. So you'll see this one split into 2 runs. And I'm going to actually pause like right here. When you're phasing through these rocks here, there's a small chance that you just get stuck right here and you can't move. And then the run's over. There's no way to get out except for loading a checkpoint, but it puts you back in Mean Streets. So there's 2 different ways I can do this warp. This is the one that doesn't save any time that I meant to do. This one saves 5 seconds and allows me to keep the helmet. And this one down here, like I don't go through the rocks at all. I just load a checkpoint and drop the helmet. I'm underneath the pool floor though, so like you can't keep the helmet here. So you see with this one that saves 5 seconds, like I'm in here before this one. So the fastest one loses the helmet, one is slightly slower, you keep the helmet. And I will explain why it is gonna be a good idea to keep the helmet. Spoiler alert. Yeah, do you call the helmet muffin clip? Were you there when like we were
Yeah, I guess this is the best time to get
doing muffin?
this route.
No, wait. Oh, we called muffin clip the one where I faced the rocks, the intended warp. I remember that. So the old record missed this checkpoint trick that I'm about to go for here. So right here, drive through 2 flowers for the pumpkins. I'm riding this rocket through a checkpoint next to pumpkins. And then I'm grabbing an acorn above the spooky house. And then I'm going to load checkpoint into the pumpkins. My old world record missed this trick. I forgot how I missed it, but I already saved time just by doing this. Okay, pumpkins has the most potential for improvement in terms of just like PBs and stuff. Not the actual part with like shooting the pumpkins, but I'll explain. In this route, I get the acorn where you put the pumpkins on like the candles. In the record before this one, I also get that acorn, which is kind of funny. Maybe I should just... I mean, I've already kind of solidified this into my route, so I'm going for a setup here, and I'll show you guys a video of it later, where you stand on this like kind of right angle here, and then there's like a lineup you can do where if you let go of the pumpkin with like a small throw like that, and then you hyper focus, just kind of like how I threw the helmet and my gun earlier at the football field. The pumpkins will usually land like around the candlesticks you're trying to throw them onto. I really need that to make this a fast acorn though.
Where's the second one? Oh my god.
Otherwise you're stuck like juggling 2 pumpkins and your gun. And once you put the pumpkins on, this acorn also takes a long time to spawn. So this time this acorn spends spawning, I would be like going towards the spooky house. So yeah, that's where like the most potential for improvement lies, I think. But yeah, I missed the setup the first time and I just decided to play it safe for the pumpkins. All right.
It's not gonna let me go for it.
So, okay, if you guys have watched me speedrun this game, you're probably wondering what the hell I was doing there, because that's brand new. I was going for a new clip there called slide clip. So you'll see as I'm going up this slide. You see this slide that starts all the way up here and goes all the way around this tower. There's an acorn about like right here, like on the second loop around this tower. Just like you're able to like clip through floors and stuff with the football helmet in the car, you can clip into this slide and get the acorn a lot faster than if you were going up the ramp, killing the men at the top, and then going down the slide. I don't know if you guys remember the old drone clip where you would have to like prop the car up sideways, then like clip into the door and just hope you make it. So this clip is like that, but on a balance beam with ice physics. Definitely the hardest clip in this game, I would say. And it saves 15 seconds, and you have to hit it first try. It might be a little bit of a blessing that I wasn't able to go for it. I'll show you guys what it looks like. This is actually the first one I did when I like discovered the trick. And this was a fast one too. Like I got into the slide really fast. So that's like the clip. And then this is like a little side-by-side comparison right here. I think the setup is easier if you go up the purple arrow side of a ramp. It still would have been faster if I used a bomb to kill those guys, but whatever. That's a 15-second time save right there. But remember, you need the football helmet for that. But yeah, that is a very hard trick. Oh, I wanted to try hitting it too to show you guys how hard it was. Once I grab this acorn.
Still off pace, even if I didn't get past first slide clip.
All right, here, I'm gonna try to hit it. So I wasn't able to go up this ramp initially. Sometimes a football helmet will just stop you from doing that because of its hitbox. So you have to look to the right when you do it, like this. And then, boop. And then, oh no, I missed. If I were to miss this in a run, I would have to hit it second try. Oh god. The setup is already just like a pain in the ass if you're not able to go up, like normally. That looks close. Like you could kind of see the inside of a slide there. Like, no, this is not happening. Fuck. This one looks good. But, like, it's just not letting me in. Yeah, so that's slide clip. Oh, there we go. I still don't know much about this trick. Maybe I have to go into it with speed. I need to be, like, desperate for a time save to go for that trick. Alright, so, I don't know, from here, what is there to go over? From here, there's just a lot of small optimizations. So up here, like, I would normally ride a rocket up here, but I wanted to hang on to my gun.
Looks good.
Just to save time not buying it at the top and jumping back down. And then it makes it faster going up to the next area because you don't have to stop and pick up a new gun by rocket jumping up. So I rocket jump across to, like, trigger the acorn above me right now. And then I use a pistol to go back.
Give me a pistol.
Right here. I even grabbed the rocket launcher out of confusion. Yeah, from here, there's that, and then later on, like when I'm going into the swim hole, you'll see I jump into it from a distance, or like from a height, I mean, so that it pushes me to the, like, down the into the water a little bit faster. There are also some zips that I can use in the pool area, but again, zips are so, like, inconsistent. Also, yeah, losing that rocket launcher probably lost me, like, 10 seconds from having to grab this one. And, like, walk over and run. And that was such a sketchy throw, too. I think I was under too much pressure to, like, see where it went. So I didn't know if it, like, hit the racetrack or anything. So yeah, going in there was a second little small optimization. But yeah, I mean, this was only world record. This was only, well, I mean, this run only broke the 21-minute barrier by 10 seconds.
That's okay.
So those small things I did with, like, you know, keeping the SMG and not rocket riding up, and then, like, also jumping into the swim hole from a height, that might have made the difference, like, between a 21 and a 20.
Every time, dude.
Oh, so here we're getting to the new drone clip. This is brand new. So, super simple. You would used to have to helmet clip into this door, and it was super sketchy because sometimes you'd end up underground, and sometimes it wouldn't work. But now you can just grab a rocket launcher, aim, hold back and shoot. And you get in basically every time. Also, really stupid fucking time loss coming up.
Let me up.
I've lost 10 seconds to being stuck in the ground. So bad.
That was really weird.
And I don't know if I've ever had that happen to me before. It's definitely not something where I'm like, oh, if I get into the drone and I'm underground, that's gonna suck. And then right here, for those, I guess, who are newer to the speedrun, if you hold forward and right for 15 seconds while paused, your momentum is contained. This only works in the earlier patches, though. I'm running patch 1.2.0.11, which is, I think, like a couple patches before they fix that. That and then, like, the car farming where we spin fast in the car and get acorns, they also patched that, which is why we play on an older patch.
20 is so doable here.
Mother fight was pretty good.
I can't believe I lost 10 seconds of getting stuck on the floor, dude. That's so sad.
Yeah. So, in a speedrun of this game, if you look at your timer and you add 2 minutes to your timer at the end of your cutscene, that's probably around what your final time is going to be. So just kind of like seeing that I was at around 1850 and being under pressure for 20 was like kind of scary. But
Just a normal mother fight.
I'm trying to reassure myself here. It's so funny. But yeah, this mother fight was pretty clean. The time saves for this split would not come from the mother fight. They would probably come from... Well, they would actually come from a tower skip. If you drive the drone with VSync enabled, that makes the drone fly faster. I don't do that because you have to like go into your settings. But I might have to like time it and like try to like enable and disable the settings. I might have to see if that saves me enough time for me to go into settings. Then you can also get out of a drone early with a shotgun and
That was pretty silly.
you can also get out of a drone early with the shotgun and get to the trigger that triggers the fight a little bit faster. But that's those are like only 2 time saves. I mean, I guess the biggest, like, I mean, that's other than getting stuck on the floor as well. I mean, this phase 2 is really fast. That was really good.
It's a really good second phase.
Yeah, I mean, from here, I just kind of play it out, I guess. I go to the other side of its copter here so that it's easier to shoot these guys. For some reason, I was not, like, killing those guys in the helicopter as fast as, like, was possible.
Please.
And then from here, we just got the final phase. It sucks not getting that in 1 mag. Because the lava gets pretty close. Yes, let's fucking go! The 19XX in the thumbnail I made for this future YouTube video is not clickbait because 19 is actually very doable. And I actually have a spliced together pool run to show you guys how doable it is. This spliced pool run does not use the slide clip that is super, super difficult. But guys, this saves 70 seconds from my world record run. This is 70 seconds faster. How's it going, Jack Jaguar? You came into the middle of a little YouTube video creation. So here's the, this is the fastest warp into pool. And then what I do here is instead of grabbing, instead of doing slide clip and then grabbing the anchor acorn, I grab another acorn called, what's it called? It's called Gold Agents on the Highway, where you just shoot a bunch of gold agents on a highway. Let me turn on some music, since it's getting quiet. Jack Jaguar, hope you're doing well. He bites hard. How would you know? And so yeah, since I'm not going back to this pool section for this route, I grab this acorn now. You see, I miss it, but I fucking splice it. You love speedrun breakdowns? Oh, sweet. That's what we've been doing for the last like half hour about. So yeah, this one gets the checkpoint skip. Of course, because it's a spliced run. So it'd be kind of sad if it didn't. And then this one shows you guys the pumpkins lineup. There's some music in this splice, so I gotta turn off my music. I'm not cheating, I swear. The ankorn. Oh my god, Coop. Yeah, and this saves 70 seconds, but this one's also not without its flaws. I mean, I guess it could always be better, but I think what I gotta start doing is just opening my speedrun sessions with pool practice. So here's the lineup. Somehow I get the one pumpkin glitch when doing this one. That's happened to me a couple times. It's like I'd normally throw that second one on. But I saw the door open, I was like, okay, sweet. Red flower there is very optimal as well. Game Shark? I'm Squirrel with a gun. Oh my god. Yeah, so with more practice, I can probably get up here faster as well. This could definitely be faster. I want to see a task run of this game. Yeah, I mean, I gotta find... There's only like a few people who run this game at the moment. Despite its like huge potential. We don't know why like helmet clipping works the way it does. We also don't know why zips work the way they do. If someone can like break these things down, we could find out how to control them, and this would be like an amazing, a booming collectathon speedrun. Gotta start with a nice pool sesh. It's like in summertime. So you use the bomb to kill them there. But yeah, this is a much more consistent route than having to go for slide clip. There's no reason for me not to do this. And you can see here in the world record, I am I'm just now going down that slide. Elias, thanks for the raid. I appreciate it. We're doing a little speedrun breakdown right now. How did the rest of your stream go? Oh my gosh. Always beating me to the shoutouts, Pat. So you missed the section where we were going over like the world record run. The world record run's down here. This is a splice section for the last part of a run. Hope you had an awesome stream. Would love to know what silly things you coded today. And then I also kill these guys slow in the splice run too. And then I do something, since I'm not grabbing the anchor acorn anymore, the acorn as Coop called it, I do something brand new for that as well. I don't know why I got like reload bugs there. Yeah, look, I'm grabbing rocket ragdolls right now in my world record run. It's insane how much faster this route is. And I'm a full acorn ahead as well in the splice route, so. How's it going, Stonewall? Good to see you. You got chat to spawn as skeletons, that's fun. So take a look at this. This is a little bit nightmarish, but it's not as bad as it looks. So on the way down, let's boop, just drop my SMG. Hope it doesn't go in the water. I gave it a good enough throw there. I fucking spliced it because I'm bad at driving here. And then we have the new pool warp. So remember, the reason why I save so much time in this spliced run is because I hit my pumpkin setup. So that's how important that trick is. I lose so much time from not hitting the pumpkin setup. So this saves 70 seconds, which would put us in the 1940 area if we're using my splits from my world record run. If you combine that with the 10 seconds of time save of not getting stuck in the floor and 10 seconds of just not struggling to go underground before warping into pool, that puts us in the 1920 range. If you were to get slide clip, that would give you another 10 seconds. Yeah, I don't know. The future's really bright for speedrunning in this game, honestly. With runs being finished so much easier without having to helmet clip into the drone room. I've lost so many runs just trying to clip into this room with the helmet. I think the first 18-minute run is going to use zips. Probably zips, probably slide clip as well. Okay, that's all. Everyone say bye, YouTube. I'll link the AGDQ run. I'll link the world record run. I'll link the speedrunning leaderboard in Discord in the description.